to the immense success of Mothra vs. Godzilla, Toho sprung into action, and 7 months later, Ghidorah the three-headed monster was released in theaters. While not as polished as some of the films that came before or after it, Ghidorah the three-headed monster is still a fun Godzilla movie. Some noteworthy facts about this film. This film continues Toho's trend of bringing other Toho monsters previously introduced in their own standalone films into the Godzilla universe. Since Mothra was used in the last film, Toho kept her and added Rodan, whose debut film was in 1956. Toho also created a new kaiju villain for Godzilla, King Ghidorah, so powerful that Mothra, Rodan, and Godzilla must team up to defeat him. King Ghidorah is a unique alien monster who flies, has 3 heads, and would reappear numerous times throughout the franchise, earning the title of Godzilla's nemesis. Ghidorah the three-headed monster starts off following Naoko Shindo, a reporter covering a UFO club who are sightseeing during an unusually warm winter night. Unable to find anything, the club is treated to a meteor shower. One unusual-looking meteor falls far off in a valley in the Japanese countryside. Meanwhile, another plot is going on with her brother, Detective Shindo, who is waiting for a princess from the mysterious kingdom of Selena who is coming to visit Japan. An assassination attempt is put on her, and mid-flight the plane explodes. Back in the valley where the unusual meteor fell, Professor Mirai and his team set up a camp to study the crash. As the team approaches the meteor, they see their compasses all malfunction. They discover that in addition to slowly growing in size, a powerful magnetic force is emitting from the meteor. In another part of Japan, a mysterious woman appears and starts ominously predicting the future. Naoko is sent to cover this woman, who claims to hail from Venus. The mysterious woman warns of terrible disasters that will occur soon. Shindo recognizes that the mysterious woman bears a strong resemblance to the princess who went missing. Hearing of her possible survival, the group who tried killing the princess on the plane hire an assassin. Eventually, Shindo, Naoko, and Mirai meet in a bar. There they witness a news report showing the same mysterious woman at Mount Aso. She claims that Rodan will emerge from the mountain. Laughed at by the crowd, Rodan reawakens and begins his rampage across Japan. Later, the mysterious woman appears at a port pleading for the cruise ship not to leave. The captain decides against her warning and sets out, but the Shobijin decide to stay back. Naoko catches up with the mysterious woman and the Shobijin. They go to a hotel where the assassins attempt to kill the mysterious woman, who they believe is the princess. Thankfully, Shindo arrives and chases the men off. Like the mysterious woman's prediction, Godzilla rises from the water and destroys the cruise ship. He comes ashore but is distracted by Rodan and follows him to Mount Fuji, where they fight. Detective Shindo decides to take the mysterious woman to Dr. Tsutomato. There, he tries to help the mysterious woman regain her consciousness. She eventually tells them that Venus was a great civilization, but that King Ghidorah arrived and destroyed them. The few that survived fled to Earth, and that she is the last descendant. The mysterious woman goes on to say that King Ghidorah is on Earth and will destroy mankind. The meteor begins to undergo a transformation. Sparks fly and splits open, revealing King Ghidorah's form. King Ghidorah flies across Japan, devastating many cities. Uncertain what to do, the Japanese government asks the Shobijin to call Mothra and have her convince Godzilla and Rodan to team up. Back at the doctor's laboratory, the assassins have found the princess and attempt to kill her. They get into a shootout with Detective Shindo and they try to flee. Shindo, along with Naoko, Mirai, the princess, and the Shobijin, get into the car to witness Mothra try and convince Godzilla and Rodan to fight King Ghidorah with her. The Shobijin translate that Godzilla and Rodan don't want to help humanity and refuse. Mothra decides to leave the two and fight King Ghidorah herself, who just landed near Mount Fuji. Inspired by her courage, Godzilla and Rodan decide to help her fight King Ghidorah. The princess wanders off and begins to pray when she is shot by the assassins. The shot helps her regain her consciousness and reveals to Shindo she really is the princess. Just before the assassins can kill Shindo and the princess, King Ghidorah inadvertently kills the assassins with his gravity beams, which hit the mountain, causing an avalanche. Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra eventually gain the upper hand on King Ghidorah. Mothra covers him in her silk, and he is thrown off a cliff and has rocks thrown at him. King Ghidorah then flees back to space. At the airport, the princess reveals that she regained her consciousness when she got shot on the mountain. She says she will never forget Shindo. We then see Godzilla and Rodan as they watch Mothra and the Shobijin Scorpion return back to Infant Island. I thought the cast for this film was really interesting and I really liked their dynamic. You can tell Toho was going for a similar feel as the Mothra vs. Godzilla characters. It was nice to see the leads, Yuriko Hoshi, Hiroshi Kazumi, and Takashi Shiramura all make a return. I really enjoyed when they were on screen together. I enjoyed this movie, but I think due to its rushed nature, there are some parts that aren't very well polished. But that's to be expected when you only have 7 months to write, produce, and shoot a movie. I don't think this is a bad movie, but I think stacked against movies like King Kong vs. Godzilla or Mothra vs. Godzilla, this one is weaker. This is a very important movie, however, because it is the first movie where Godzilla fights for humanity. This film serves as a transition for Godzilla as he goes from villain to hero. From this film on, Godzilla would be the defender of Japan. This is also the last film in the series not to use stock footage. Throughout the franchise, a lot of stock footage would be used from this film in particular and other Godzilla films due to production costs. This film is also the first time Godzilla teams up with other monsters, a trend that would continue in the next movie, Invasion of Astro Monster. While I don't think this is a terrible Godzilla movie by any stretch, it certainly is one of the weaker entries, but I think every G fan should give it a watch given the history surrounding the film. I'm going to give this movie 3 out of 5 stars.